When it comes to desire to feel worthy, accepted, or good enough, many people make one big mistake. They focus a lot of their attention and energy on trying to be liked and on getting approval of others, because they hope that if others like and approve of them, they will finally feel that they're worthy of love and belonging. But what oftentimes happens as a result of that is that people end up feeling not enough, not seen, not accepted, insecure. So basically, by looking for love, acceptance, and self worth in others, they end up in a place that is complete opposite of what they wanted to feel. Hi, ladies, I am Maria. I am a certified coach supporting women in growing self love that ultimately helps them feel confident, worthy, and enough as they are. And in this video, I'll be talking about a common mistake that many people make when they put all of their focus on trying to find love, acceptance, and self worth in others. First things first, I want to say that wanting to be liked and accepted by others is super common and very natural. People are social creatures. For centuries. We lived in tribes or groups, and being accepted by your tribe was a matter of survival. So, wanting to be accepted by others is actually a survival instinct, which means you cannot turn it off. But the instinct in itself is not the problem here. The problem arises when people put so much focus on trying to be liked and accepted by others that they forget about the importance of being yourself. And what I mean by that is people start to hide, suppress, or ignore their feelings, thoughts, wants, needs, or personality traits in order to be liked and accepted by others. A good example of that is an introverted girl who recently started dating a really outgoing guy. The guy openly tells her that he likes to recharge by going to parties, meeting people, and seeking adventures. She, on the other hand, needs a peace and quiet of her own home in order to fully recharge. Going to parties is actually the opposite of recharging for her. But instead of telling him about this key difference with him, she hides that fact and starts agreeing to go all the parties with him. So by the end of a few months together, she's utterly exhausted from going to all the parties. But what's even more important, she starts to feel insecure and not enough, wondering if he still would date her if he found out that she doesn't like parties all that much. When people see that the person they care about is different from them, they assume and start fearing that the person may reject them or get disconnected. And sometimes that fear of rejection and disconnect is so strong that it kind of pushes people to hide what's inside of them and not share who they truly are, to avoid feeling hurt or to avoid experience that disconnect with people they really like. But that is actually where the real issue is. Because people may not realize this, but every time you suppress or ignore a part of you, such as your thoughts, your feelings, your personality traits, your wants, your needs, that kind of stuff, you essentially send a message to your own brain that those parts of you are somehow bad or deserve to be rejected. And the more you repeat that message, the stronger you believe in the false message that you're somehow not enough. And that is the opposite direction from true confidence, true acceptance, and true self-worth. In order for you to feel truly worthy and enough as you are, you need to have a sense inside that all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your wants, needs, and personality traits are okay. And also you need to act accordingly. And specifically, that is to show up into the world as you are, regardless of how you think people might react. And that is really hard to do. For sure. It takes courage. It is scary. And that is why not a lot of people experience true worthiness, true acceptance, and true belonging. Because it does require courage. You have to overcome your fear and show up as yourself if you want to feel truly confident, truly worthy, and truly accept yourself. And if you're not yet in that place, coaching can definitely help with that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you cannot bypass that step. You have to show up as yourself if you want true confidence, if you want true acceptance, and if you want true belonging. Because if you're showing up as someone you're not, and even if people show love and acceptance towards you, I guarantee you're not going to be happy without love and without acceptance. Because deep down, you will know that the love and acceptance is not for the real you. It's for the version of you that you created that is not real you. And it's the real you that wants that real acceptance, that real love, and that real sense of belonging. In fact, I had experience with that myself. I grew up in a family that was not welcoming vulnerability or insecurity or any negative emotions, really. So, in my first relationships, before I started my journey of self love, I was not showing up as myself. I was hiding a lot of my insecurities, I was hiding some of the negative emotions, and I was definitely not vulnerable. So it got to the point that when my ex partner would say, I love you so much, I would have this deep sadness inside of me, thinking, you love someone who I am not. You don't know the real me. And as you can see, because I was not showing up as myself, I got to a point where I couldn't even accept love with full heart. So if you want the love of others to reach your heart, you gotta show them your authentic self. And that includes your thoughts, your feelings, your insecurities, your wants, your needs, and your personality quirks. And many people want to be themselves. They want to show their authentic selves, but they feel fear. They're scared. And a question that I hear a lot is, how do I turn off my fears? I want to be myself, but how do I make it so I'm not scared? And here's the thing, you cannot turn off your fear. There is never a 100% guarantee that if you show up as yourself, people will automatically hear you, understand you, will be able to connect and accept what you're saying. It is always a risk. And the trick is how you manage that risk, how you manage your fear. And self love really helps you manage that fear. It can help you maintain your confidence, maintain your worthiness, and maintain the state that I am enough, even if people don't accept what you're saying, even if people don't like what you're saying. Self love allows you to maintain that state that, okay, you don't like it, I understand, that's okay, but I still need that, but I still want that, but I am still enough. Another way in which self love helps people be themselves is that people who practice self love are usually selective about the type of people they surround themselves with or the type of behavior that they accept from others. And what I mean by that is people who practice self love usually surround themselves with people who put effort into trying to understand them, in trying to hear them, and in people who are acceptive of them. They don't usually accept behavior when people are trying to judge them for something. And so the environment that gets created around them is one that is emotionally safe, that is conducive to opening up, that is conducive to being themselves. And I don't mean like, hordes of people. I mean like an intimate circle of people who are attentive, who want to understand you, who accept you, and with whom you feel safe. So emotionally safe environment definitely can help. But when you're still building the emotionally safe environment, you still need to deal with the fear and with the risks of opening up to another person as you're getting to know them. And again, you cannot switch off that fear. What you can do instead, you can balance it off with perspective and self acceptance or self love. Now, when it comes to self love and self acceptance, it is all about developing a solid internal state that can reassure you that your feelings are valid, that your needs and wants are okay, and that who you are as a person is good enough. And that is huge when it comes to taking a risk of rejection. That will always be there when you want to be an authentic self. And the reason why it is huge is when you have a solid internal state that feeds your sense of I am good enough, I am lovable, I deserve to be loved and treated well. Even when a person says, no, thank you, I don't understand it, I don't like it, basically rejects you, or when you realize that you and another person are not a good fit, is not going to hurt that much. Now, I'm not gonna go as far to say that it's not gonna hurt at all. It will sting a little for a little bit, but your sense of self is not going to get shattered. You will still feel that you're good enough. You will still feel lovable, and you will still feel that you are worthy of love. And coaching can help you create that internal state of self love and self acceptance. So you can be yourself and you can find people, your people, who will connect to you and accept you as you are. And if you need support in getting to that place of self love and self acceptance, message me to schedule a free discovery call with me. My mail is in the description below.